Hey, how you doing guys? It's ZDEyE here. So today I wanted to do a full review for Ghostrunner 2. Thanks to 505 Games giving me an opportunity of receiving this game a little bit earlier, getting an opportunity to experience it, and of course providing this early review. Now I've got an opportunity of playing this and I've got to say straight up, this game genuinely is impressive. At first I thought like, okay, what could have been comparing this to a comparison of from the first game, Ghostrunner. And admittedly, I have to mention this first up, that I have never played Ghostrunner. I did not play the first game. So, after playing this game, I'm genuinely considering, and actually at this point I definitely will be playing the first game as well, because I'm genuinely interested to see what kind of differences there is with the sequel and of course from the first game. And I've got to mention that there's so many positives within this game, I was, well, surprised to say the least. Now, I want to get into the good, the bad, and of course all that great stuff between it as well. So the good, intriguing story. I genuinely liked it. Very kind of mysterious and also, well, you shouldn't expect it to like an RPG settings and system in terms of like, you know, grandiose. But it was to the point that at least it kind of made me, well, intrigued towards going through the story and going through this game and seeing what will be the outcome. So refining of the platforming, at least that's what I feel like, at least because this is the world of platforming, right? Like it's brutal, it's awesome, a lot of slick combat, and genuinely is a smart roguelike mode that you can experience in this game. It's done very well. Now, in terms of the platforming combat, I think it's actually quite a main selling point and it makes total sense, right? Were you able to slow down time while you're trying to dodge out of the way of these bullets and upcoming fire, and you're just like being a complete badass ninja. I love this. It genuinely makes you feel like you're a part of this world in terms of being, well, badass. Oh, by the way, I have to mention this. This is definitely positive. Amazing, and incredible soundtrack. I genuinely just wanted to listen more to it. It has so many good beats to it. They made my heart go racing. I loved it. I know this is a new feature for Ghostrunner 2, and I'm talking about the bike. I think it's actually an excellent feature with this. It really works. I don't think that in terms of going with a sequel, you wouldn't really think that a bike should have been the next kind of a step in terms of a sequel. But when they've done it here, you know, it kind of made me kind of question like, okay, I'm seeing this from the trailers, is this gonna really work in terms of the parkour and being fast and everything like that? But the way they integrated and the bike system and also the parkour system, it really works and I genuinely love it. There's so many difficult maneuvers that you'll have to pull off, always to be able to slow down time so you actually don't miss or don't mess things up. And it makes it so particular, so accurate, that you always have to be constantly on your feet and at the edge of the seat paying attention. I didn't really have any in terms of the issues on terms of the performance. I think it's a good thing, in fact. Now, granted, I did have some little tidbits of, you know, drop-offs in terms of the frame rate on my PlayStation 5, but it was nothing really that serious that I just like, oh my goodness, I cannot play this game any longer. But yeah, the satisfying gameplay loop that this game has, it kind of gripped me and it got me hooked, and I was continuously playing this game until the beginning till the end. Now, there are some extra things, for example, new challenges for the cosmetics and of course the upgrades that genuinely has you kind of dangling a carrot at the end of the stick. So it always makes you to come back to the game and retry certain aspects or go for something special. I really like this in games. Now, of course, these are the best things about it. I have to mention, of course, some of the bad things. I'm not sure if this is necessarily a bad thing, but I still put it on the bad category. I'm talking about a little bit of a bloated level lengths, and they can be going, well, I can't say repetitive, but maybe lengthy. But again, like I said, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. If you love the game, you're not gonna really notice this. Like I already touched on a tiny bit, performance dips, I did get few, but it was nothing like very serious. It was not really big deal, but I had to mention it. Now, in terms of the open world and the world itself, it genuinely feels kind of, what's the right word? Dead, if that makes sense. Like you wouldn't really be able to see anybody out there, but of course unless you're the bad guys, but you know, it's a part of the gameplay. But if you want to go, for example, and see and notice something new or dynamic or something unique, unfortunately you're not going to encounter these sorts of moments. But again, perhaps you shouldn't be expecting it, since this is a platform kind of rogue action, pure fast element gameplay. Hub area. Now, I don't think it was even that necessary to have. It might have been a little bit unnecessary and perhaps even some ways jarring, but to me it was okay. I still had to put it on a bad category though. Oh, I noticed this as well. Maybe it's just me, but I definitely noticed the lack of targeting system for the long range weapons, so that was a little bit of an awkward moment, kind of noticing and how it just doesn't go with the flow. There's some weird pacing issues in terms of the action. Like for example, there's an intensity falling off and just about as was about to get good, and there's certain kind of pacing issues that are in terms of the parkour and the action elements within this gameplay. But again, these kind of faults within this game, I am perhaps being a little bit nitpicky. I didn't really have too many issues with this game. Like, I had to talk a little bit about the negatives still because, well, there were some, but nothing really game breaking. If you have played the first game, my goodness, you're gonna love this. And so because now, after experiencing this, I have to get back into the first game and try it out. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion regarding of the Ghostrunner 2. Do let me know if you're gonna be picking this game up or not. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys all, and have a wonderful day.